1. Incandescent, glowing brightly or full of strong emotion. The incandescent lights in the cafe made the evening feel warm and cozy. She was incandescent with joy when she got accepted into her dream university. His incandescent speech moved the audience to tears. 2. Recalcitrant, stubbornly refusing to obey or follow rules. The recalcitrant student refused to turn in his homework, even after several warnings. My dog was recalcitrant today. He wouldn't go inside, no matter how many times I called him. She grew recalcitrant when asked to apologize, crossing her arms and refusing to speak. 3. Exorbitant, much higher than reasonable or expected. The restaurant charged an exorbitant price for a simple cup of coffee. I wanted to buy the concert tickets, but the exorbitant cost made me change my mind. Their electricity bill was exorbitant last month because they used the air conditioner all day. 4. Implacable, impossible to calm down or satisfy. Despite his apology, her implacable anger did not fade. The coach was implacable in his demands for hard work and discipline. No matter how much I begged, my mom was implacable about her rule: no phone at the dinner table. 5. Taciturn, someone who speaks very little or is quiet by nature. Unlike his chatty friends, John was taciturn and preferred to listen. She remained taciturn during the meeting, only speaking when absolutely necessary. My grandfather is taciturn, but when he does speak, his words are full of wisdom. 6. Unflagging, tireless and never losing energy or determination. Her unflagging enthusiasm kept the team motivated during the project. Despite the difficulties, he showed unflagging support for his best friend. The teacher's unflagging patience helped every student feel confident in class. 7. Idiosyncratic, unique or unusual in behavior, habit, or style. His idiosyncratic way of organizing his desk always confused his coworkers. My grandmother has an idiosyncratic way of making tea. She adds a pinch of salt. The artist's idiosyncratic style makes his paintings instantly recognizable. 8. Lugubrious, extremely sad, mournful, or gloomy. His lugubrious expression made it clear he had a rough day. The rainy weather made the whole afternoon feel lugubrious and dull. After watching the emotional movie, she looked lugubrious and wiped away her tears. 9. Perspicacious, having sharp insight or deep understanding. My grandmother is perspicacious. She always knows when I'm hiding something. His perspicacious observations helped the team solve the problem quickly. She gave me a perspicacious piece of advice that made me rethink my choices. 10. Insidious, slowly causing harm in a sneaky or unnoticed way. The insidious spread of misinformation made people believe strange rumors. His insidious remarks seemed harmless at first, but they slowly undermined her confidence. Junk food can be insidious. It tastes great, but over time, it damages your health. 11. Quixotic, extremely idealistic and unrealistic. He had a quixotic dream of quitting his job to travel the world, even though he had no savings. Her quixotic idea of solving all problems with kindness made her seem naive, but people admired her optimism. Trying to build a flying car in his garage was a quixotic project, but he refused to give up. 12. Sycophantic, excessively flattering, often insincere, to gain favor. His sycophantic praise of the manager was so obvious that everyone rolled their eyes. She didn't trust his sycophantic compliments. He was only saying nice things to get a favor. The intern's sycophantic behavior annoyed his coworkers because he agreed with everything the boss said. 13. Procrustean. Enforcing strict conformity, often in a harsh or rigid way. The company's Procrustean rules forced every employee to work exactly the same way, without flexibility. His Procrustean teaching style made learning difficult for students who needed a different approach. The school had a Procrustean dress code. Everyone had to wear the same outfit, no exceptions. 14. Intransigent. Completely unwilling to change opinions or demands. She was intransigent about her decision to move abroad, no matter how much her family protested. The manager remained intransigent, refusing to adjust the strict work schedule despite complaints. His intransigent attitude during the debate made it impossible to reach a compromise. 15. Obstreperous. Noisy, difficult to control, or stubbornly defiant. The children became obstreperous at the birthday party, running around and shouting excitedly. He had an obstreperous argument with his brother, refusing to back down. The audience grew obstreperous, demanding the speaker answer their tough questions. 16. Evanescent. Fading away or lasting only for a short time. The sunset's evanescent colors painted the sky beautifully before disappearing into the night. Her happiness was evanescent, quickly replaced by worry when she saw the test results. The smell of fresh coffee was evanescent, filling the kitchen for just a few minutes before fading. 17. Ubiquitous. Present everywhere or seeming to be found everywhere. Smartphones are ubiquitous. Everyone seems to have one in their hands all the time. In the rainy season, umbrellas become ubiquitous, popping up on every street corner. Social media has become so ubiquitous that it's hard to find someone who isn't using it. 18. Vociferous. Expressing feelings loudly and forcefully. The crowd was vociferous, cheering loudly for their favorite team. My brother was vociferous in his complaints about the new school rules. The teacher had to calm the vociferous students who were protesting the extra homework. 19. Unyielding. Firm, stubborn, and not willing to change or give in. She was unyielding in her decision to follow her dreams, despite everyone's doubts. The old tree stood unyielding against the strong winds, refusing to break. His unyielding determination helped him succeed even when the odds were against him. 20. Pugnacious. Eager to argue or fight, aggressive in nature. His pugnacious attitude made every small disagreement turn into a heated debate. The stray dog looked pugnacious, growling at anyone who came too close. She became pugnacious when someone insulted her best friend, ready to stand up for them. 21. Gargantuan. Extremely large or massive in size. The restaurant served a gargantuan burger that barely fit on the plate. After hours of shopping, she carried a gargantuan pile of clothes to the cashier. His gargantuan backpack was stuffed with everything he might need for the trip. 22. Redolent. Strongly smelling of something or full of memories. The kitchen was redolent with the smell of freshly baked cookies. His old jacket was redolent of his father's cologne, bringing back childhood memories. The garden was redolent with the scent of blooming roses after the morning rain. 23. Munificent. Very generous in giving or offering something. The billionaire made a munificent donation to build a new hospital. My grandmother is munificent, She never lets me leave her house without a bag full of food. His munificent offer to pay for everyone's lunch surprised his friends. 24. Egregious. Shockingly bad or noticeably terrible. His egregious mistake in the report led to a lot of confusion in the office. It was an egregious waste of money to buy expensive clothes he never wore. The referee made an egregious error, and the crowd started booing loudly. 25. Pervasive. Spreading widely and affecting everything. The smell of fresh coffee was pervasive, filling the entire house in the morning. Social media has become pervasive, influencing the way people interact and communicate. His positivity was pervasive, lifting everyone's mood in the office. 26. Fastidious. Very careful about small details, hard to please. She is fastidious about keeping her desk tidy. Everything has to be in the perfect spot. He's fastidious about his food and won't eat vegetables unless they're cut a certain way. My grandmother is fastidious when it comes to cleaning. She notices even the tiniest speck of dust. 27. Capricious. Changing moods or decisions suddenly and unpredictably. The weather here is capricious, sunny in the morning and pouring rain by noon. His capricious shopping habits meant he often bought things he didn't need. She was feeling capricious, switching between excitement and frustration within minutes. 28. Prodigious. Remarkably large, impressive, or extraordinary. His prodigious appetite shocked everyone when he ate an entire pizza by himself. The student showed prodigious talent in mathematics, solving complex problems effortlessly. After months of hard work, she made prodigious progress in learning a new language. 29. Stalwart. Loyal, strong, and dependable. He was a stalwart friend, always supporting me no matter what. The team's most stalwart player never missed a single game. Despite the challenges, she remained stalwart in her belief that hard work would pay off. 30. Acerbic. Sharp, harsh, or bitter in tone or taste. His acerbic remarks during the meeting made everyone uncomfortable. She gave me an acerbic look when I spilled coffee on her dress. The lemonade was so acerbic that I had to add extra sugar to balance the taste. 31. Bellicose. Having a strong tendency to argue or fight. His bellicose tone made the debate much more intense than expected. The coach tried to calm the bellicose players who were arguing over a foul. Her bellicose attitude often led to heated discussions at family gatherings. 32. Circuitous. Indirect or taking a longer route than necessary. We took a circuitous path through the park just to enjoy the scenery. His explanation was circuitous, making it harder to understand the simple point. Instead of admitting his mistake, he gave a circuitous excuse that confused everyone. 33. Esoteric. Understood by only a small, specialized group. The professor's lecture on quantum physics was too esoteric for most students to follow. His love for ancient languages was quite esoteric, as very few people shared his passion. She enjoys discussing esoteric philosophy, but most of her friends prefer simpler topics. 34. Belligerent. Aggressive, ready to argue or fight. His belligerent tone made the discussion turn into an argument. The customer became belligerent when the cashier refused to give a refund. After losing the game, he was in a belligerent mood, snapping at everyone around him. 35. Obfuscatory. Making something unclear or confusing. His obfuscatory explanation made the simple topic seem far more complicated than it was. The politician's obfuscatory statements left the audience wondering what he really meant. She gave an obfuscatory answer when asked about her plans, avoiding a direct response. 36. Mellifluous. Pleasantly smooth and sweet-sounding. Her mellifluous voice made the song even more beautiful. The radio host had a mellifluous way of speaking that kept listeners engaged. The wind through the trees created a mellifluous melody, calming everyone nearby. 37. Sesquipedalian. Using long, complicated words. Overly wordy. His sesquipedalian speech confused everyone because he used too many big words. She laughed at her brother's sesquipedalian way of speaking. He sounded like a dictionary. The professor's sesquipedalian explanations made simple concepts feel unnecessarily complex. 38. Tenebrous. Dark, shadowy, or mysterious. The old mansion looked tenebrous at night, with only a few flickering lights inside. His tenebrous expression made it hard to tell what he was thinking. The forest became tenebrous as the sun set, making it difficult to see the path. 39. Contumacious. Stubbornly rebellious or disobedient. The contumacious student refused to follow the teacher's instructions, crossing his arms defiantly. Even after multiple warnings, his contumacious behavior in the office continued to cause problems. Her contumacious attitude made family discussions difficult, as she never listened to advice. 40. Soporific. Causing sleep or drowsiness. The professor's monotone voice was so soporific that half the class struggled to stay awake. After a long day, a warm cup of chamomile tea had a soporific effect on her. The rainy weather was soporific, making everyone feel lazy and ready for a nap. 41. Pulchritudinous. Extremely beautiful or breathtaking in appearance. The sunset over the ocean was so pulchritudinous that I couldn't stop staring. She looked absolutely pulchritudinous in her wedding dress, like a princess from a fairy tale. The garden was pulchritudinous, bursting with colorful flowers and butterflies everywhere. 42. Indefatigable. Never tired, full of endless energy and determination. Her indefatigable spirit kept her going, even after a long day of work. The indefatigable little puppy ran around the park, never stopping to rest. He was indefatigable in his efforts to help his friends, always offering support no matter what. 43. Perspicuous. Clearly expressed and easy to understand. The teacher's perspicuous explanation made the complex topic simple for everyone. His perspicuous writing helped the readers grasp the main idea quickly. She appreciated his perspicuous instructions, which made assembling the furniture effortless. 44. Incorrigible. Impossible to change or correct, stubborn in behavior. He is an incorrigible prankster, always finding new ways to play jokes on his friends. Even after multiple warnings, her incorrigible habit of being late never changed. My little brother is incorrigible when it comes to eating sweets. He simply can't resist them. 45. Unassailable. Impossible to challenge, defeat, or weaken. Her logic was unassailable, leaving no room for argument. With an unassailable lead, the team knew they had already won the match. His reputation as a kind and honest person was unassailable, earning everyone's trust. 46. Pertinacious. Stubbornly persistent or determined. She was pertinacious in her goal to finish the marathon, never giving up despite the exhaustion. His pertinacious attitude helped him master the piano, practicing every single day. The little boy was pertinacious in asking for ice cream, repeating his request until his mother agreed. 47. Inscrutable. Difficult to understand or interpret. His inscrutable expression made it hard to tell if he was happy or upset. The detective studied the inscrutable note, trying to decipher its hidden meaning. Her inscrutable response left everyone wondering what she truly thought about the idea. 48. Coruscating. Sparkling, flashing, or brilliantly shining. The city skyline was coruscating with lights, making the night feel magical. Her coruscating smile lit up the entire room and made everyone feel welcome. The diamond ring was coruscating under the sunlight, catching everyone's attention. 49. Dilatory. Slow to act, causing delay. His dilatory response to emails often frustrated his coworkers. The company took a dilatory approach to fixing the issue, making customers impatient. She was dilatory in getting ready, making everyone late for the movie. 50. Rapacious. Extremely greedy or aggressively grasping. The rapacious businessman was always looking for ways to increase his wealth, no matter the cost. Her rapacious appetite for snacks meant that the chips disappeared in minutes. The stray cat had a rapacious hunger, devouring the food as soon as it was placed in front of him. 51. Inimical. Harmful or unfriendly. His inimical attitude made it clear he didn't want to talk to anyone at the party. Excessive screen time can be inimical to good sleep, making it harder to fall asleep at night. The two rivals exchanged inimical glances before the competition started. 52. Rebarbative. Unpleasant, irritating, or unattractive. His rebarbative attitude made it hard for anyone to enjoy the conversation. The old couch had a rebarbative smell that no amount of air freshener could fix. The teacher's rebarbative tone made the lesson feel more like a punishment than a learning experience. 53. Aberrant. Unusual or different from what is expected. His aberrant behavior at the party surprised everyone, as he was usually very reserved. The sudden snowfall in summer was an aberrant event that confused many people. Her choice of bright neon colors for the wedding dress was quite aberrant, but she loved standing out. 54. Ineluctable. Impossible to avoid or escape. The arrival of Monday morning was ineluctable, no matter how much she wished for a longer weekend. His ineluctable fate was to take over the family business, as everyone expected. The passing of time is ineluctable, and we all must cherish the present moments. 55. Recondite. Difficult to understand or obscure in nature. His explanation of astrophysics was so recondite that only a few experts could follow. She enjoys reading recondite books about ancient philosophy that most people find confusing. The professor's lecture was so recondite that half the class left feeling completely lost. 56. Pusillanimous. Lacking courage or confidence. Timid. He was too pusillanimous to ask for a raise, even though he deserved it. Her pusillanimous attitude made her hesitate before speaking up in the group discussion. The stray dog was pusillanimous, running away at the slightest noise. 57. Indomitable. Impossible to defeat or discourage. Despite many failures, his indomitable spirit pushed him to keep trying until he succeeded. Her indomitable courage helped her stand up for what she believed in, no matter the opposition. The little stray dog showed indomitable strength, surviving harsh weather and finding food every day. 58. Strident. Harsh, loud, and forceful in tone or sound. The teacher's strident voice made the entire classroom fall silent immediately. His strident complaints about the slow service made everyone at the cafe uncomfortable. The old alarm clock had a strident ring that jolted me awake every morning. 59. Sagacious. Wise, insightful, and having good judgment. My grandmother is sagacious, always giving advice that turns out to be right. His sagacious decision to save money helped him in an emergency. She was known for her sagacious remarks, always knowing the best way to handle a situation. 60. Unctuous. Excessively flattering or insincere. His unctuous compliments made everyone feel uncomfortable, as they didn't seem genuine. The salesman's unctuous manner made it clear he was only interested in closing the deal. She gave an unctuous apology, smiling too much for it to feel sincere. 61. Florid. Excessively decorative or flowery, flushed with color. His florid storytelling made a simple event sound like an epic adventure. The walls of the old house were covered in florid wallpaper with intricate patterns. After running in the heat, her cheeks were florid, glowing red from exhaustion. 62. Garrulous. Excessively talkative, especially about trivial matters. My garrulous neighbor can talk for hours about his garden, even if I only ask one question. She grew frustrated with her garrulous friend, who wouldn't stop chatting during the movie. The garrulous old man at the cafe loved telling stories, even if no one asked for one. 63. Meretricious. Flashy but lacking real value or authenticity. The handbag looked expensive, but its meretricious shine revealed it was cheaply made. His meretricious compliments felt forced, as if he was trying too hard to impress. The hotel's decorations were meretricious, full of glitter and gold but lacking warmth. 64. Turgid. Swollen or overblown in style or form. His turgid writing was full of fancy words but lacked real meaning. After the heavy rain, the river was turgid, overflowing its banks. She gave a turgid speech that went on too long without saying anything important. 65. Impecunious. Having little or no money, poor. As a student, he was often impecunious, relying on instant noodles for dinner. She joked about her impecunious situation, saying she had to choose between coffee or lunch. Despite being impecunious, he never hesitated to help others in any way he could. 66. Maladroit. Clumsy or lacking skill in movement or handling situations. His maladroit attempt to carry too many plates ended in a loud crash. She felt maladroit at dancing, constantly stepping on her partner's feet. The waiter's maladroit service included spilling water and forgetting the order. 67. Diffident. Lacking confidence or being shy. He felt diffident about speaking in front of a large crowd. Her diffident nature made it hard for her to express her opinions in meetings. The new student was diffident, sitting quietly at the back of the class. 68. Reticent. Not revealing thoughts or feelings easily. She remained reticent about her plans, only sharing a few details. He was reticent during the conversation, listening more than speaking. Despite being excited, he was reticent about expressing his emotions openly. 69. Funereal. Having a gloomy, mournful, or solemn atmosphere. The room had a funereal silence after the sad news was announced. His funereal expression made it clear that he wasn't in the mood for jokes. The rainy weather and dark clouds gave the town a funereal feeling all day. 70. Saturnine. gloomy, serious, or lacking cheerfulness. His saturnine expression made it clear that he wasn't enjoying the party. The rainy weather added to her saturnine mood as she stared out the window. Despite his saturnine personality, he always showed up to support his friends when they needed him. 71. Pernickety. Fussy or overly concerned with minor details. She was pernickety about her coffee, always insisting it had to be exactly the right temperature. His pernickety attitude about grammar made everyone nervous when texting him. The pernickety chef sent back the dish twice, complaining about how it wasn't plated correctly. 72. Lachrymose. Tearful or overly emotional. She became lachrymose while watching the sad ending of the movie. His lachrymose reaction to the heartfelt speech showed how much it meant to him. The little boy was lachrymose after dropping his ice cream cone, tears streaming down his face. 73. Insuperable. Impossible to overcome or deal with. The fear of public speaking felt insuperable, but with practice, she gained confidence. He faced what seemed like an insuperable challenge, but his determination helped him succeed. The mountain looked insuperable, yet the climbers refused to give up. 74. Convivial. Friendly, lively, and enjoyable. The party had a convivial atmosphere, with music and laughter filling the room. His convivial nature made it easy for him to make new friends wherever he went. We gathered for a convivial dinner, sharing stories and jokes over delicious food. 75. Solipsistic. Self-centered, believing only in one's own reality. His solipsistic view made him ignore everyone's opinions, thinking only his mattered. She seemed solipsistic, always steering conversations back to her own experiences. The child had a solipsistic belief that the world revolved around his needs, unaware of others' struggles. 76. Propitious. Favorable or likely to lead to success. The sunny weather was propitious for their weekend picnic. His timing was propitious, arriving just when the boss was in a great mood. She waited for a propitious moment to ask her parents for permission to go on the trip. 77. Vexatious. Causing irritation or annoyance. The vexatious sound of the dripping faucet kept her awake all night. His vexatious habit of interrupting people made conversations frustrating. The long line at the coffee shop was vexatious, especially when she was already late for work. 78. Propagandistic. Spreading biased or misleading information to influence opinions. The politician's speech felt propagandistic, focusing only on the good while ignoring the problems. The advertisement was propagandistic, making exaggerated claims about the product's benefits. His propagandistic social media posts made it clear he was promoting only one side of the debate. 79. Sesquicentennial. A 150th anniversary or celebration. The city held a grand parade for its sesquicentennial, marking 150 years of history. The university's sesquicentennial celebration included speeches from alumni and fireworks. My grandparents' farm reached its sesquicentennial, standing strong for 150 years. 80. Obnubulated. Clouded or obscured, making something unclear. His thoughts were obnubulated by exhaustion, making it hard to focus on the conversation. The fog obnubulated the road, forcing drivers to slow down and be cautious. Her judgment was obnubulated by anger, preventing her from seeing the situation clearly. 81. Truculent. Aggressive, quick to argue, or harsh in manner. His truculent attitude made every discussion feel like an argument. She gave a truculent response when asked about her missing homework, snapping at the teacher. The truculent customer complained loudly, refusing to listen to reason. 82. Moribund. In a dying or declining state. Near the end, the old bookstore was moribund, with only a few customers visiting each week. His moribund laptop barely functioned, crashing every time he tried to use it. The conversation turned moribund, with both friends running out of things to say. 83. Winsome. Charming and attractive in an innocent or sweet way. Her winsome smile made everyone feel welcome at the party. The little girl's winsome personality made it impossible not to adore her. He had a winsome way of telling stories, keeping everyone entertained with his cheerful expressions. 84. Lackadaisical. Lacking enthusiasm or energy, careless and lazy. His lackadaisical attitude towards studying resulted in poor grades. She gave a lackadaisical wave, barely acknowledging her friend's presence. The team's lackadaisical effort in practice showed in their sloppy performance during the game. 85. Vainglorious. Excessively proud or boastful, often without real merit. His vainglorious attitude made every conversation about his own achievements. She gave a vainglorious speech, constantly praising herself instead of the team's hard work. The businessman's vainglorious claims about his success annoyed his colleagues. 86. Spurious. False or misleading, lacking authenticity. She ignored the spurious rumors, knowing they had no truth to them. His excuse for being late sounded spurious, as he kept changing the details. The website was full of spurious claims about miracle cures that had no scientific backing. 87. Parsimonious. Very frugal or unwilling to spend money. He was so parsimonious that he refused to buy a new phone, even though his old one barely worked. She gave a parsimonious tip at the restaurant, despite the excellent service. His parsimonious nature meant he always looked for discounts before making any purchase. 88. Temerity. Boldness or reckless confidence. He had the temerity to argue with his boss, knowing he might get fired. She showed temerity by jumping into the conversation, despite knowing very little about the topic. His temerity made him take risks others wouldn't, sometimes leading to great success. 89. Fiduciary. Related to trust, especially in financial matters. As his financial advisor, she had a fiduciary responsibility to act in his best interest. The lawyer explained the fiduciary duties involved in managing the inheritance. He trusted his accountant completely, knowing that his fiduciary obligations required honesty. 90. Mendacious. Not truthful, dishonest, or deceptive. His mendacious stories about his achievements made it hard to trust him. She caught her friend in a mendacious excuse, knowing he hadn't actually lost his phone. The salesman's mendacious claims about the product's benefits made customers suspicious. 91. Effulgent. Shining brightly, radiant, or full of light. Her effulgent smile lit up the entire room. The sunset was so effulgent that it painted the sky with golden hues. He walked into the wedding hall with an effulgent glow, excited for the big day. 92. Astute. Very clever and quick at understanding things. The astute shopper waited for a sale before buying the expensive jacket. My friend is astute. He always knows when someone is lying. She made an astute choice to take the shorter route and avoid traffic. 93. Pernicious. Causing gradual harm or damage. Smoking is a pernicious habit that harms health over time. The pernicious effects of stress made him feel constantly exhausted. Gossip can be pernicious, ruining friendships without people realizing it. 94. Magnanimous. Very generous and forgiving, especially towards someone less powerful. Even after losing the competition, she was magnanimous and congratulated the winner. He was magnanimous enough to forgive his friend for forgetting his birthday. My teacher was magnanimous, giving me an extra day to submit my assignment when I was sick. 95. Obsequious. Overly eager to please or obey someone. The intern was obsequious, always complimenting the boss to get noticed. His obsequious behavior annoyed his coworkers because he never disagreed with the manager. She disliked people who were obsequious and preferred honest opinions. 96. Ineffable. Too great or extreme to be described in words. The beauty of the sunset was ineffable. No words could capture it. When she won the award, her joy was so ineffable that she could only smile. The feeling of holding his newborn baby was ineffable, beyond anything he had ever felt. 97. Obsequious. Overly eager to please or obey someone. The waiter was obsequious, constantly praising the customer to get a bigger tip. His obsequious behavior made the manager suspicious. He never disagreed with anything. She disliked how obsequious her coworker was, always flattering the boss unnecessarily. 98. Voracious. Having a huge appetite for food, knowledge, or anything else. After the long hike, he had a voracious hunger and ate 2 full pizzas. She was a voracious reader, finishing 3 books in 1 week. My little brother is voracious when it comes to snacks. He never stops eating chips. 99. Surreptitious. Done secretly or without others noticing. He took a surreptitious glance at his phone during the meeting. She gave a surreptitious wink to her friend when they planned a surprise. His surreptitious snack raid at midnight was almost caught by his mom.